All right, welcome everyone to the Vault Web Show episode 4. Today we are on with Mary Schiller, and I am so excited to have you on because Mary's pretty new to MemberVault, but she's really jumped in with both feet, and she's just doing so good at just getting out there, getting her people in there, and she's been sharing her wins with us in the group too. So we just had to have you on. Mary is working with, I'm on your website now, like you're working with solopreneurs to help them have the business and life that they want. And I love what you're adding there, while being simple, fun, and fast. Like, so those are like some really key things there. So it's really hard to be a solopreneur in these days. So I love that you're working with people in that regard. You kind of came onto our radar because, again, you're sharing all these wins. You're just jumping in there. You're really curious. But also, I love that you are like I call them like multi-passionate entrepreneurs, where you have a lot of different stuff. You have courses, you have coaching, you have books, or a book, or you have books out there somewhere. So it's like you have all these things, and you kind of pulled them all into one place. So that's why I really wanted to have you on the show today. So thank you so much for being here. What did I miss, Mary? What would you say that you do?
Oh, no, that was a great intro, actually. I guess if I had one thing to add, it would be that in my mind, I consider myself chief permission granter. I try to help people to do the things they really want to do and stop doing the stuff they don't want to do. And so, like, especially in the online business world or the solopreneur life, you know, we get tempted by all of these things, but in actuality, we are free to do only the things that we want to do. And if we go in that direction, it just makes things so much simpler. So that's what I would add.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. And again, I think you're speaking to so many people nowadays that they have a laptop, they have some free time, they know something, they want to teach it, and so there's this, like, the ingredients are there for this type of solopreneurship to happen. So, but it's not as easy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of mindset gremlins and traps and stuff like that there too. So I love that. So that is fantastic. So how would you, I asked this to everybody right off the bat, how would you describe MemberVault to somebody else, to someone new coming in?
I would say that it is an incredibly versatile online platform for you to showcase what you do, whether that's live events that you could sell from there, or online courses, or like I do, I also offer coaching. It's very, very flexible. It's not just a one-way street. It's not just a storefront. It's also a platform that really encourages interaction between you and your customers or potential customers.
I love that. I love that. So tell me real quick, and again, that's something that I know that we've been wanting to do and showcase, is that fact of, again, this multi-passionate thing where you do have a lot of different things out there. So it's very interesting to kind of see that too. So tell me about, like, the products that you have in your MemberVault. So I'm looking, of course, you have your free resource library. Of course, you have your... So you have your free resource library, you have like a Kickstart system, Let's Make Money, apply for one-on-one coaching. So you have a lot of great things. So tell me a little bit about the types of products and services that you do offer.
So I do offer quite a combo. I have some offers that are purely online courses that people can buy and do on their own. And then I invite them to regular calls. So anybody who has bought from me is invited to typically a monthly call that I'll host for each program. So there's still, I want to interact with people. So I try to include that. And then I have an application for one-to-one coaching with me. I'm recently certified in the 12-week year system, which I'm not sure if you've heard of, but it's a really cool productivity type of system that's been around for about 20 years and is really pretty popular with folks, especially bigger companies. So now they're training regular people to teach it. So that's in there. I do have a link to my books. I'm an independent self-published author, and I've got lots of books on Amazon, so I have that. I also recently just sold a live group program through there. So I took that off of the marketplace because it's closed for registration, but I'm still running that through MemberVault. So I'm interacting with people through there who are in there. We're having live weekly calls, but I also sold that through MemberVault. And one thing I should mention about that was that I saw, because of the way MemberVault has the hot leads and the warm leads, you can see who's looking at what. I saw a couple of people who were looking at that program, and they were people that I had worked with before. And so I felt really comfortable reaching out to them directly and saying, it looks like you might be interested in this program. Is there anything you want to know about it? And I ended up offering them a slight discount on it too, and they signed up right away. So that was really, really nice. And I can't really think of any other system that I've used in the past that makes that so easy to do.
Right,
it's just
right.
a no-brainer.
I love that. Yeah, and actually, so that's what I was kind of curious, and I just signed up for your free resource library in here too, and it's just fantastic to see everything that you have here. And then, real quickly, what is your mix of like digital products and one-on-one coaching? Because I think that's something that a lot of our users are curious about, or a lot of people like want to get into, but they're not quite there yet, or they're curious like, hey, I'm working one-on-one with people, but I want to start getting into digital products. So I guess like what mix are you right now with like working one-on-one with people versus selling products, and then where do you want to be at?
That's a really great question. I was actually reflecting on something really similar to that before we started talking. And at the moment, I'm doing, I would say, about a 50-50 one-on-one, and then the other 50% is a mix of these live group programs and online courses, so a little bit of both. I think eventually, and I've kind of done that same mix the whole time I've been in this particular profession. So it's been about 3.5 years, where I've always kind of mixed it up like that. I have a background in online learning. I have a master's degree in that. So I'm really passionate about online courses. So that's always been in there for me.
Yeah.
And I think going forward, because of what I see with MemberVault and how I can use it, I would like it to be probably about maybe 2/3 online courses and 1/3 group coaching that also utilizes online courses, because that's a really nice mix. I like providing something to people that they can keep referring back to, but then also offer some group support. That's kind of my favorite dynamic, I think.
Yeah, and I love that, and I think we see that working really well with people in the coaching industry too, where it's a lower buy-in for people too to be able to interact with you on like a digital product, like an evergreen digital product, and then of course you can bring them into a group program, and then you can even bring them in to work one-on-one with them, and it's just kind of this sliding scale of like value that you're giving them, and cost for them. There's a difference there. So that is a great mix. I agree. I think that's like the little secret that nobody's saying in the digital course world, is that we're still having to do a bit of one-on-one, or we still want to do a bit of one-on-one. Like I know the coach that I work with, he could very easily sell out and just do courses and a book and stuff like that, but he enjoys working with people. So he wants to keep doing that, you know what I mean? But he doesn't want that to be the whole thing. So I think that's really, that's just a really amazing, I'm glad that we're shedding some light on that, because I feel like there's a lot of course platforms and build your course and then you're set and then done and you never have to do one-on-ones again. And there is another way. There's an in-between there. So I love that.
Yeah, and for me it's important because I do everything online or via Zoom or whatever. I don't have any, in-person interaction with people. And so for me, it would be, I really wouldn't like having a business that's solely just selling digital products, that would not suit me very well. I really enjoy the group dynamic. I used to be a teacher, so I like the sort of online classroom environment, and the calls and things. To me, that really just livens up the whole thing and just provides a tremendous amount of value to people.
Yeah, I love that. And so what feedback have you received from because I know one of the things that you were sharing was like, oh, I haven't added my subscribers in yet, but like I'm starting to add them in there. And then you added them in there and you got like 3 sales the first week or on MemberVault. And then, that just kind of continued. And I know that, I think you shared that you were getting some great feedback. You didn't even intend to like leak it out, and somehow somebody got to it and they were, what kind of feedback have you received from this? And again, this is great because you're pretty new here, but like you're just jumping in. And so one of the things that I think people are worried about is like, oh, how's my audience going to receive this? And I'm always like, this is great. That people should love being able to kind of binge and buy on stuff. So I'm just curious to hear from you, like, how did your audience receive this?
Yeah, it was funny because when I added people in, I'm pretty tech savvy, but I made a little goof and I didn't actually tell them ahead of time. So they just kind of showed up there and were probably like, what the heck is this? So I had to send an email and go, hey, here's what happened. But it was really good because I have not gotten any feedback that has been negative. It's all been positive. People love the ability to log into one place and see everything they have purchased. They absolutely love that because I won't name names, but other platforms I've used have not been as user-friendly as that. They love the one-click login. A few people have said, I really like that you include the little button in all your emails that goes straight to your free resources, so I can just click it and I'm in there. So they love that. I've had people say that they really like looking at all of the different things, all in one place that are open to them. So they're not constantly feeling like I'm bombarding them with sales emails or, this constant launch thing that people are just so sick of, and, including me. And so, it's just been a really good experience. It's been very seamless. Everything works perfectly. Everything plays perfectly. One of my clients is also very tech savvy. She's a web developer, and she's been very complimentary about it. She's like, this is way better than what you were using before. So thank you for coming over here.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great to hear. That is really good to hear. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Is like, what's been your favorite part of MemberVault? So we're moving over, of course,
I missed that. I missed that last.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, what's been your favorite part of MemberVault? Like, what's been the biggest, like, surprise, if you will, or your favorite part?
Oh, gosh. Well, first of all, I thought it was very easy because I had all of my stuff on another platform. And I've moved platforms a couple of times, and so I was kind of not excited about having to do that again. But I actually found the process of moving everything over to be very simple. It didn't take me very long. I thought it was going to take me a really long time, and it didn't. It was really easy to just bring all of the materials over. I'm not sure exactly what's going on behind the scenes there, but you made that simple. So that was a big plus. I also found it really easy. I hadn't been using ActiveCampaign before I joined MemberVault, and I started that up. That was very easy to connect. No issues there. And so really if people are nervous about technology, a lot of people that I work with are kind of nervous about doing stuff like that. I would just say that you don't need to be with this. First of all, you guys offer great support. But aside from that, it's just not that difficult to learn to use. I found it very intuitive. The directions are very clear. So that was really a breath of fresh air for me.
Well, that again, thank you. That is so good to hear. That's certainly what we're trying to do. So I love this. So we've been showing off your account, while we're talking too. So I've been like scrolling through. I even signed up for your free resources while I've been here. Again, it's just so easy and it's so awesome. You have such a fun account too. I think that's another thing people love to see is like all the different kinds of branding and like fun things that are happening on other people's accounts. So that's been really fun. So real quick, what is your advice for somebody just starting out on MemberVault? So if somebody's like just on the fence or they just open an account and they're like, they're kind of, there's the resistance like before you fully jump in. So I'm curious, what is your advice for those people?
Well, I would definitely say just dive in because the water's fine, and there's lots of life preservers in the form of the MemberVault team and the community. I mean, you guys have created a stellar community with all kinds of people who are ready to jump in and help. So you really can't get it wrong. You can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
That to me, if I were a newbie and was feeling nervous, that's what I would want to hear. You really can't get it wrong. You just can't get it wrong. Even if you do what I did and you add people in and you don't tell them first, it was no big deal. I just went back to them and was like, hey, don't you like this new thing you just got added to? And we all had kind of a chuckle about it. And then, they got into it and were really excited about it. And it will give you such a beautiful way to connect with your current audience and your potential audience.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. I guess that's the other thing I would say is it's a fun platform for the user.
Yeah.
For me, it's fun for the people, coming on the other side. But for me, I enjoy spending time in there. I like creating the visuals and putting them in and seeing how they look and, putting my videos in and seeing how they look on the page and, adding the quiz questions. To me, it's just like, it's like playtime.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Entrepreneur
so really
playtime. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that's so great. So, Mary, where can people find out more about you? I'm going to put your website up here, too, maryschiller.com.
That's me.
Yep. And I love that you have, again, this is great. Like, you have links over to your MemberVault. Like, you have different sign-up pages, but then you have some direct links right to your MemberVault, too. So this is just a great way to get in there and get over to your, to your account and see what's going on.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that.
All right, well, thanks so much, Mary, for joining us today. And we'll keep the comments if you're watching this on the replay. Absolutely, just ask questions, and I'll tag Mary in here, and we'll go ahead and get those answered for you. So thanks again, Mary, for being with us today.
You're welcome. It's been fun.